Here we go, everybody. Welcome back. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back to another live edition of Mafia Roundtable with Dominic Sicali. Hope everybody's having a great day, great weekend. It's beautiful out here in the sunny state of Orlando, and just a nice day. Nice chill in the air. This morning was extremely chilly, but loving the weather. Went to the gym late, did some cardio. I was starting to put those pounds back on. That's what happens when you get older. So, and I like eating what I want when I want. So, today, folks, is a story we're going to go into deep detail about Michael WashWoman Mancuso, the boss of the Bonanno Crime Family. And I've been hit up a lot, people asking me, like, why am I going so hard at Michael? I have Michael on the tip of my nose. Got that? Tip of my nose. Michael, washwoman the nose. Reason being, Michael wanted to kill me. Recently, while Michael was in custody, he put word out there that I was to be killed, so he wouldn't be a prime suspect. And Dumb Johnny Joe, and I love Johnny Joe, but I have to call him that, Dumb, loyal to a fault, was following through with the punk, Michael Hippie. And then we have Dodo Brain, Dominic DeLuca, who was going to do the hit. That I already know. I already have wires on them. Dominic DeLuca's father lives down here, lives close by. So if I see him anywhere near me, all bets are off. All bets are off. So, and that's it. They're going to see a thug. They're going to see the old Dominic come back to life. I'll be resurrected. The violence will come out and I won't stop. And that's it. Let the chips may lie where they do. But I don't play. That's why I have such a hard on for Michael, the punk, washwoman, Mancuso, who's the boss. So, and that's why I'm going to go at him. I'm resilient. Trust me. If this was the old days and we were in the street and that guy had an inkling, he would have been taken out. His own family don't like him, folks. I did what I did. I have a lot of people. There's a lot of people in the mafia today. They don't believe in the code anymore because it's all hypocrisy. And that's not the sad, but that's the truth of it all. I mean, for Vinny and John Gotti Jr. to okay for me to testify at trials, and I'm a captain. I was actually second in command when Vinny got locked up, part of the administration in the Bonanno Crime Family. For me to take a witness stand, listen, even if we beat the case, it's mad suicide for me, for my reputation. Everybody in the street's going to call me a rat, even though I didn't rat, but I exposed things. And Vinny and John Guy Jr.'s thing was, well, it's out there already. Everybody knows all the tape recordings. No, bullshit. I would have been Dominic the Donkey. That wasn't happening. So, with that said, there's a lot of people out there, and in the life, listen, I did what I had to do to survive. I was always true to the streets. You cross my path, you meet your consequences, and that's just the way it was. But I feel I was extremely fair, and it's shown by till this day the people that are still in touch with me in the streets. So whether you guys want to believe it or not, there are Bonanno made members who contact me, hit me up, give me information what's going on. So, and I'm going to share it with you. I asked them, I told them I wouldn't reveal them. There's a few of them. And they know. They said, Dom, just do you. Don't worry about us. And, each one of them said it. So I'm like, guys, it'll never go any further other than, who gave me the information. And they know this. So I'll start with nobody in the crime family, Bonanno family, likes Michael knows that. I would say 98% don't like him. You have people loyal like Johnny Joe. He'll stay there. Now he's second in command. But mark my words, folks, Michael knows his end is coming soon, from what I'm being told. And what bothers me most, and I'm going to start the show with, you have these wannabe YouTubers, flunkies, groupies. They claim they're mob experts. They have connections. They put bad labels on people. People are still out there on parole. And I'll bring up one person, Anthony Bruno and Delicato. I mean, I've already heard he's not bouncing around. He's doing his thing. He's using the excuse, I'm on parole, I don't want to see anybody. That's it. I'm done. And yet you have jerk offs like Scott Bernstein, and I have to call him a jerk off. I got my information. Bruno is the concierge. He's third in command. He's not. Bruno's basically inactive. He wants to be inactive. He's using the excuse he's on parole. Scott, Jeff, all you other Proctor, and not so much Proctor, when you're mentioning somebody out there who's on parole and you're saying they're injected into a crime family, stop, because you could get these guys jammed up and back in jail. Stop, because you don't know. You don't know. I was in the life. I still have connections in the life. And trust me, there's a few people out there I have dealings with. And we even said, you know what? When this thing hits, I mean, we have major dealings in place. When it hits, they said, Dom, we'll expose everything. Well, it's because, you're talking wealthy status. So, it's just funny. It's funny because you got these guys, didn't live in New York, was never in the life, never in the streets, and they claim they know everything. And then they want to put people on blast, and it's not true. So, guys, stop it. Stop with the nonsense. Bruno is not third in command. Bruno, by his own request, he's staying docile or basically on the sidelines because he's on parole. He doesn't want to go back to jail. And I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all. And Bruno should stay that way because to listen to a blowjob like Michael WashWoman the nose, I mean, you're just destined to fail. And let me tell you something. I have a comment, and this comment I got on my Instagram, it came from Mike White. Dom, I don't understand how Mikey Nose can get any respect from any of the family members while you trash talk about him, and he does nothing. Goes on to say, this just proves how weak the Mafia is, to let you talk, and do nothing. Well, Michael did try to do something, but Michael's a punk. He has other people do his dirty work. Michael never pulled the trigger on any of the hits he was on. Michael was on 2 different hits with Vinny Basciano, was always a lookout. And the hit he was supposed to pull the trigger on, George Sasha, who was the captain of the Bonanno Crime Family, Michael punked it out, made up some excuse. He was sick. He stubbed his toenail. It was some excuse he wasn't there, and Giant Joe was the one that pulled the trigger. And that's court record, so I'm telling you what's already been out there. So that's the type of guy Michael Nose is. He's great for shooting women. Great, popped his wife. So that's what Michael Nose is while he was high on coke. So, and then I'll go on to read. Mike White writes, I can understand Mikey Nose not putting a hit on you because of none of these guys, but he did put a hit on me. That's why I'm so infuriated with him, and I'm not going to stop. And if he doesn't like it, do something, Michael. Do something. Do something yourself. Like I said, we go into a ring. Any type of rules you want in a boxing ring will do. Get your revenge that way. Because if I see you anywhere near me, all bets are off. All bets are off. And something happens to anyone in my family, Jesus Christ won't be able to stop me. So I'm letting you know that now. And that's on. I don't give a fuck who hears it. That's the way it is. We're talking Sakali's Corner Unfiltered, and that's the truth. I'm not pulling any punches. I try to keep profanity out of the show, but right now I'm just at my wit's end with this moron, WashWoman, piece of garbage. So, and then he goes on to say, I believe every word you say. The nose, listen, everything's well documented with this guy. He's just a piece of garbage. Total piece of garbage. Shouldn't be running anything. He anointed himself. And at the time when he did anoint himself, you have Jerry Asaro, who likes staying on the sidelines, and I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all. Powerful capo. but he'll stay on the sidelines. He's smart enough not to know to take a top position. He's a captain, powerful, has his own thing, wants to stay out there. Joe Camarano Jr., also another good guy. He would have been 10 times better off for the crime family. But Joe, if you're listening to this, or somebody who knows Joe, you did the right thing. Stay out. They supposedly you're still shelved. Stay there. Don't go back. What do you need the life for, Joe? You have a ton of money. Your family's doing well. What do you need it for? You don't need it. You have all the respect in the world, and the life is not what it once was. Look, I have a few guys from our family, my former family, your family. They're contacting me. Need I say more, folks? Need I say more? Now you're going to have the haters out there. Dom, you're full of it. You're full. Okay, I'm full of it. But what I'm about to tell, only the Bonannos know. Only the Bonannos know. Like I said, Bruno's not number 3. It's Vinny TV is in that spot. Vinny TV. And he's not happy about it. Actually, 98% of the family is not happy with Michael Knowles' leadership. Okay? How would I know that, folks? How would I know that? Tell me. And these are all from my notes. And really, it's a shame. And again, I'll reiterate, Michael is a piece of garbage. He's a washwoman, doesn't belong there. He wants to be Vinny so bad. And here, I went on to show you pictures of Michael. Show you pictures of him. And really, it's funny. This was Michael when he had no hair. This is Michael when he had hair. I know, because I was going with him. I went with him down in the city before he got his the plugs. Don't worry, folks. I'm doing it to my eyebrows. You'll see I'll be like a goddamn chia pet. But this is a mob boss, folks. This is a mob boss. You call this a mob boss? Look at that. So knowing him, he probably told him, yeah, post it on Instagram, post it on this, post it on that. To me, he's just not boss quality. Not boss quality. So not at all. Not at all. So I'll tell you also what I've been told, what Michael Knowles is doing. And you know how you get Michael? I'm legitimate now, so I don't care. I'm going to do what's right. Law enforcement, not. Like I said, I will defend myself if I see anybody. And it's record. FBI knows it when they told me about the hit on. That's where it came from. Okay? That's where it came from. Don, be careful. We got word, and we don't want to see you taken out. So we don't want this to be another something gone bad. So we had to warn you. Okay, cool. And I'm all right with that. But like I told them, guys, I'm letting you know now, so it's on record. I see anybody near my property who don't belong that I recognize from the life, I'm taking them down. And I'm not going to stop. I'm going to leave them there, and then I'll call law enforcement. They told me, Dom, we don't recommend you do anything, but you're going to have to do what you have to do to protect yourself. Cool. It's already stated. So I could give a shit, and I'm not talking to talk. People who know me, just Google me. Other than this YouTube, Google me. I put a lot of work in. Did a lot of dirt. People know me in the Bronx, know I'm not playing. I'm not just jabber-jawing the way a Michael Hippie, the way all these punks out there. I don't need a crew. I'm by myself. And that's it. That's the way it'll be. So, and just so you know, people, Michael can get taken down. You know how? Here's what Michael is doing. Michael WashWoman is so greedy, he's taking monies. Now, a crime boss gets the money from street rackets, whatever going on, they kick up. He's shaking down legitimate businesses. So I've never in my life shaken a legitimate business down. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm doing favors for the concrete company, bricklayers, carpenters, people that own carpentry businesses, plumbing companies, auto repair shops. I'm out there, they're legitimate businesses, and they have problems collecting, so I would help them out. Because other wise guys, other crews, they would try, they got paid. And they're like, Dom, what can we do? At Christmas time, just do the right thing. And that's it. I didn't enforce it. I didn't listen. I had Mark Stagg around me. He owns the Stagg Group. I saved his life from the Albanians. I never took a penny from him. Never took him. Vinny had me go to him and tell him he has to pay $50,000 a year, and I didn't take it from him. When Vinny got locked up, I didn't go see Mark and take $50,000. I didn't. People, you could ask him. And today, Mark Stagg is a multi-billionaire. Billionaire. And I put my life on the line, and I saved them from the Albanians. I saved them. And he'll tell you that. He'll tell you that I protected them. So Michael knows is shaking down legitimate companies. He's making them pay. Wow. Wow. So legitimate companies, what you should do, pick up the phone, call the FBI. Call the FBI. Or contact me. I'll put you in touch with somebody. And that's how you get Michael Knows out. Let him go back to jail for another 20 years for extortion. Because what he's doing is unfair. He's unfair. And I'm sticking up for the legitimate people. The legitimate, the hardworking people right now. So you could call me a rat, call me a snitch. I'm sticking up for the legitimate, hardworking people. And that's it. So be it. So be it. That's the way it is. You know, and really, it's really a piece of shit. And then what they go on to say, too, what people are telling me, Dom, and I stuck up for Michael about shooting his wife in the head, then putting her outside Jacoby Hospital. They said, that wasn't an accident, Dom. He put 2 bullets in her. 1 bullet's an accident. Oh, the gun misfired. It went off. I was high, or I was paranoid. I thought somebody was coming in. I popped. Putting 2 bullets in, it's not an accident. It's murder. And they're right. They're right. So the only person Michael hurt or killed was his wife by his own hand. And Michael was on 2 other pieces of work. And both times, Vinny's the one that pulled the trigger. Michael never did anything but look out or drive. And that was it. So also we have people halfway through. So before I go into that, you know what I'm going to say. Go to egvodka.com. Order it today. 100% gluten-free, organic. Great tasting vodka. Best on the market. And it's really good. We have 3 flavors. Great holiday gift. Go to egvodka.com. Order it today. Go to Always Lit Cigars. Order your 3 Capo cigars and Bad Santa. So put those orders in. Great, great, great holiday gift. And a great smoke as well. So back to the show. Now, Michael will only fight anybody. You know what? When I was in the life, and I'm not tooting my horn, I was a gangster. I was this gangster, thug, businessman as well. Made a ton of money. Legitimately and illegal, but mostly legitimate. The bulk of it was from legitimate businesses. I definitely used my power, my influence, my connections to excel, just like I did now, coming home. Sat down with presidents of different countries, vice presidents of different countries, top governors who control countries. Sat down with them, still dealing with basically presidents of countries where I have a massive, massive deal going on. And I did it without my past. It's just God has blessed me with a gift. So he's always looked over me. So with that, back to it. I was definitely a thug and a gangster. I didn't care if I was I was by myself. I was up against 10 guys. I was up against 1 guy. I would go 24/7. I would go. Michael is not built like that. So Michael smacked. What's his name? I forgot his name. Anyway, he smacked him. I'm like, Michael, really? What are you smacking him for? You know he's not going to do anything. Or, well, he got slick with me. What did he say, Michael? He didn't agree with you? And that was it. Now, Michael, I'm trying to look through my notes. This way I get it right. Where was Michael? Let me see. Give me a minute, folks. Michael never had, even from the guys who know Michael, who go back, who are older than me. Michael never had a fight, wasn't any good with his hands, would never put up his hands. If he has a gun, he'll shoot. And he proved that when he killed his wife. That's the only person he ever shot in his life. But that's Michael. Michael also had an a situation, and I'm trying to find out where I had it. Just give me a minute. You know what? Off the top of my head, let's see. It's probably here. Actually, I can't find it, but basically, Michael, while he was incarcerated, and here it is. I'm sorry, it's right in front of me. If it was a dog, it would have bit me. He got smacked in an institution. This is before he was moved to, I guess, Allenwood. He got smacked. He was, I think, in Laredo, Texas. He got smacked by a black guy. Didn't do anything. Zero. Picture that. Bonanno crime boss, Michael WashWoman the Nose, gets cracked in jail and did nothing. Walked away. Punk. Super punk. Then in Allenwood, he gets into it with Lenny. Lenny, folks, was one of the top guys with the Albanians, Nicky and Alex Rudai. That was their organization, and Lenny was the Italian guy, and he was with them. I never liked Lenny. I went at it, and I could go into that story at a later date. But they were all in Allenwood together, and the story goes, Michael tells everybody that Lenny could not stay there. So Lenny had Michael cracked too. Cracked, I mean punched, hit by a black guy. Again, Michael didn't fight back. Michael the punk, the washwoman, the nose, a.k.a. Mancuso, didn't do shit. The institution wound up locking Lenny and locking Michael and locked the black guy up. Overall, at the end of the day, I think Michael was shipped. One of them was shipped, or two of them were shipped. No, Lenny got shipped. And, I don't know. Sometimes that happens. So I can't say Michael snitched. Michael did anything. But he didn't act. I never cared for Lenny because I felt Lenny soft. To me, that's a punk move as well. If you have a situation with somebody, you don't get somebody else to do your dirty work. Do it yourself. But Lenny's not built like that. So him and Michael are in that same category, and he got to himself. And that was it. So with Michael, he's soft. The crime family members don't like him. He's shaking down legitimate businesses in the crime family. Very, very greedy. And Michael was always jealous and envious of Vinny and myself. Remind you folks, when I came home from jail, I mean, I went off first 6 months. I was in the halfway house working with the union. Once I got released from there, I went to New York, got the Hunts Point Meat Market job, union. It was my job. I opened up my company, and I was off to the races. Within, no time, buying cars, homes, everything, off to the races. And Michael was talking shit to a Michael Sullivan, my former partner. I see him on the street. I'm driving at a brand new CL 500, right? That was like the top of the line Mercedes back then. 2-door. So pull over, talking to Michael. So he says, yeah, there's word that you're dealing heroin now. And I knew it came from Michael Knows, because Michael Sullivan was married to my former girlfriend, Selena Rodolfo. And Michael WashWoman, Mancuso, was going with Joey Labrato's ex-wife, Charisse Rodolfo. So they would see each other at the house. So I knew where that came from. So I, in turn, I wasn't made. I said, Mike, do me a favor. Go back, and whoever said that, pass those comments, tell them they're a punk. They could suck my... And if they have any issues, I'll deal with it 1, 2, 3. Meet me anywhere they want, but they're nothing but, and I really ripped into it without saying the name, so I knew where it was going from. But that's Michael Mancuso. Always jealous and envious of people. Couldn't make, I mean, he was fighting for the same pennies on the street. It was ridiculous. It's funny because when I got locked up, Michael had a Chrysler Pacifica and an old ancient Mercedes. Those were his cars. And it's funny, and Charisse was driving an older Cadillac. Okay? Funny, after I got locked up, Vinny's off the streets. That year, within that year, Charisse had a new caddy. He had new cars. He was buying a bar lounge. Wow. Wow, that's what he did. He was good for taking. He took everything from me. And that's the WashWoman. So, like I said, folks, there's people in the Bonanno Crime Family. They don't like him. They're all upset. And that's a fact. That's a fact. So, that's about it for now with Michael. Until I'm sure they're going to give me a lot more information. They said they want to put it on blast. They don't like him. And I told them, don't look to harm him. Don't look to harm him. Just, I'll put it out there, put the legitimate people who he's shaking down the restaurants, go to law enforcement. And that's it. There's more than one way to skin a cat. And people, I'm not in the life anymore, so I could say that. And I'm sticking up for the legitimate people out there. Now, the people who are out there who will throw stones at me right now for saying that, what if it was you they were shaking down? What if it was you? You're legitimate. You're not going to do anything. Is it okay that you're paying $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 a month because you're being shaken down on your legitimate income? Is that fair? Or would you be agreeing with me? So I'll leave that one up to you guys. And Michael, WashWoman, the nose, the challenge is out there, pal. We go in the ring, get your frustrations out. I hear you go into tyrants. He goes wild when I do these shows. Wild. I heard MFs me and rah, 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 rah. That's all he's going to do. That's all he's going to do. Michael, those new cap teeth you have, they'll, trust me, with gloves in a ring, I'll look to break your whole jaw open. I will be throwing punches like you've never been hit before. You might ask, like I said, I'll hit with one hand. What do you want? Left, right, whichever one you want. So if you say, Dom, you can only throw to the left. I'm going to hit you so much with the left, you're going to be begging for the right. If you say the right, I'm going to hit you so hard with the right, you're going to be begging for the left. So you have no shot, Michael. Any type of rules you want, I will go. So I will go with you. You don't have the heart. You don't have the heart. You are a punk with a capital P. And that's the truth. And you know it. You know it. Michael WashWoman to know. So do me a favor, Mike, here's what you do. Write a letter and tell everybody, tell all the women, that's what you're good when you write letters. Dominic is no good. Dominic's father was this. Dominic ratted on me. Oh, Dominic this. Because that's all you're going to do, Michael. That's all you're going to do. Your hit failed. So have another hit team try to come down. Bye-bye, Mike. I'll be dead. So what? Or they'll be dead, and you'll be in jail. So to me, it doesn't matter. I'm not afraid of you. I don't give a shit. You carry to me nothing. You're garbage. You're a garbage can. You want to try to put a hit on me like a sneak while you're in jail? Cool. You should have let bygones be bygones. But no, you couldn't. You can't because you're a little bitch. You're a bitch. So with that said, we'll go. Let me read some of the comments. I have to go to one of my favorite people, the German from the land down under. Thank you for the contribution. Yes, you heard it first. 100% organic. Yes, that's right. 100% and 3 fantastic flavors. So stuff your Christmas socks full of EG vodka and have a jolly Christmas, people. That's from the German. That's what he wrote. And German, as always, thank you for the contribution. It's greatly appreciated. Hello, everybody. We're back. Kevin, the truth. All right, we'll start reading. Be there for you, Dom. Fordham Road. We got Fordham Road in the house as always. There you go. Fordham Road, Arthur Avenue. And we have our guy, Zeph, who controls it. I heard a lot of good things about the Wild Man, one of the good old timers. Also, people, I have to ask you, while we're on, so I'll be on for a little bit longer, who's this Fat Joey from the Bronx? I don't know him. I asked all the people who I know in the Bronx. Nobody knows him. Supposedly he owns a private sanitation. He states he's Vinny's cousin. I've never met anybody, Fat Joey. Who is this Fat Joey? Because him too. He's another one. You know, he wants to talk. Everybody talks the fucking shit. But damn, they see me face to face, they won't talk. That's just it. That's what pisses me off. What another punk. Cynthia, hello. How are you? Good seeing you. Thank you for coming on. We have Liquidator Zinc. Hey, Dom, do you think Jerry not giving 100% aligned to Vinny ultimately helped put the Washman where he is now? I heard nobody wanted that position. All the capos just voted him in, said yes, rubber stamped it, and Michael took over. So that was it. He had Dum Dum Anthony Rubito, who, and would you say, and I like Anthony. You had Nikki Santoro, who's a lunatic. So yeah, right there you got 2 votes there. Jerry Asaro definitely voted because he doesn't want it. Figures, why create waves? Why put tension on me? Give it to him. There's 3 of the captains right there. So Camarao at that time probably rubber stamped it as well. And then you had Louis Electric. He's going to go with the flow. And remember, I elevated him to official captain based on Vinny and Joe. So, yeah, they're going to ride with Michael at that point. The truth. At Bronx, stop it. We're here to have a laugh. The guy needs to lighten up. Anyone who sees Michael should call him Washwoman. Exactly. Call him a Washwoman and have a laugh. He's not going to do anything. Trust me. Just say Dominic told me. Dominic told me. Oh, I thought that was your nickname. I'm sorry. Hey, Dom, shout out from Orlando. Timothy, we got Orlando in the house. Maybe we run into each other. So thank you, Timothy. Scott, hello to you. Francisco, hello. Enjoy the weekend there. Always, always. Getting ready for a Christmas gathering tonight. I really don't want to go. As you can see, I have my pajama top on. I'm just lounging, but I did shave. I anticipated it. So I'll probably stop by there. Loyal to the foil. Yep, truth. Head on over to the feathers. I have no idea what the hell you're talking about. Can you explain the meaning of washwoman? Why do you call him that? A washwoman, in, I would say, my terminology, is somebody who's always in somebody's business, always has to go out there and brag and talk about other people. And I'll give you a for instance. And I got extremely upset. There was a young lady who was close with Charisse Rodolfo. Model. She was a model. She didn't drink. She didn't do anything. He passed a comment, Michael. They heard I was dating her. And I forgot her name. I want to say it wasn't Doreen. It might have been. Anyway, Michael passes a comment to Vinny. She's a prostitute. I'm paying her. I'm like, what the hell is he talking about? Like, are you kidding me? And Vinny told him, Michael, stop it. Michael was jealous. This girl was a knockout, drop dead gorgeous. When I tell you a model. Dressed classy, very, very attractive. I mean, beyond. And he had something to say. And then, it might have been about a year ago. I guess she has a kid now that's about 18, 19, 20. It came to me, Dom, word on the street that it's your kid. I'm like, no, it's impossible. Not mine. And that's the terminology, washwoman. Somebody who gossips about everything, talks about everything. Michael's the type that would go back to Charisse and tell her about stuff that's going on in the street. Michael's a bitch. He's a bitch. That's a washwoman. To send a letter because you're in jail now. Somebody did to you what you did to Joey Labrato. It was, you know what you did to Joey Labrato is even worse because that was Joey Labrato's wife. This was your girlfriend, your side piece. So your cousin did the same thing to you, Michael Melnish. So you write Michael Melnish's wife a letter telling her husband's cheating on him with Charisse. Wow. That's a washwoman, folks. That's a piece of shit. And that's a snitch, too. There's a snitch. What up? Game warfare. I thought it was worth a try. You got it. LOL. You got it, Michael, anytime. We have the Bronx. So he's not a washwoman. You just hate him for personal reasons. Yeah, I can't stand them. So there's no love lost there. You're right. And that is a washwoman. The Bronx, that is a washwoman. So he's nothing but a washwoman. I tried there's a letter on the internet. I tried looking it up. I couldn't find it real quick. Where he wrote another woman talking about my father's a junkie. I'm a rat. I was always soft. I was always a rat. You're writing this to a woman, somebody who's not in the life? What do you call that, the Bronx? What do you call it? Washwoman. Jerk off. That's what I call it. A woman. It has nothing to do with the streets. That's what you write a woman. Shooting the dice we have. Hey, Dom, do you think he'll put another hit on you? Does he still have the power to do so? Yeah, no, he has the power. I never underestimate, but I'm on point. I got more cameras here than they have at the Pentagon on my house. Cameras, lights. You take two, and I have a big piece of property, and I'm set in the back. You think you're coming from the lake? We have one of the most alligator-infested lakes in the state. And I have lights, cameras, and I'm ready for anything. I'm always prepared. Alarm system like there's no tomorrow. So be it. Then that you call it paranoid? Yes, I'm paranoid. Always on point. So if I'm going to be caught, I'd rather it be face to face, not from behind. I could accept it face to face. Coming from behind, I'm like, fuck, I slipped up. But it happens. Not saying it can't. I think who would ever take that contract's a fool. I think if he did reissue a hit, he would be a bigger fool because he knows he's going to jail. He's the prime suspect. And he could come. He could come. I could care less. Well, I'll tell you this, folks. If it was Vinny out there, I wouldn't be talking. I wouldn't be talking shit. I wouldn't be poking the bear. That's for sure. I would not be poking the bear. And plus, I have too much respect for Vinny. Like there's some other bosses out there I have way too much respect. That's why I don't talk. It's not out of fear. It's out of respect. There's people I do respect till this day. I respect Bruno, Anthony Donato, Louis Electric, Joe Camerano, even Johnny Joe. I respect him. That's why, and I understand what he had to do. Jerry Asaro. There's a lot of people I respect and I'll speak highly of, but Michael knows is not one of them. The truth. Shooting the dice was very upset when you blocked me from your show. Orders from Nick Romano. Sleazy, disgusting. Thank you. Okay. After the funeral, should have stopped dealing with the Bonannos till Mancuso was out as boss. Exactly. And that's another thing. I'm glad you brought it up, Guy. Michael sends people to a funeral for Joe Camerano Jr., where you have kids running around, you have grandmothers, you have aunts, uncles, wives, cousins, daughters, brothers, sisters. Michael, you're a piece of garbage for doing that. You're just a piece of garbage. So, or they're good at sending somebody, go shoot at the house. Michael, I did that when I was 13. No, I shouldn't say 17 years old. Shooting at cars, shooting at houses. You don't do that as a boss of a crime family. Again, just shows you're a punk. As we go down. So let's see who else we have. The Bronx. Did Dom shoot the in Zero Manhattan? I see a resemblance. N Siri CEO in Manhattan? No, I didn't shoot anybody. Not recently. I have to scroll down, folks, because it's getting late and I just got a buzz. Somebody else gave me some contributions I have to shout out. Ciro, thank you for your contribution. Do you think Mike WashWoman deserves respect? Absolutely not. He's shaking down legitimate businesses to put money in his pocket. That's greed. No, he doesn't. He stood up and survived with all the odds against him. Seems like he's a survivor. No, he did what the life calls for. Took his time on the chin. Gotta give him his props with that. He didn't cooperate. He could have. Could have taken the coward way out like some other people did. But he didn't. So there I give him his props. Laura, how are you? Thank you for your contributions. Bonanno's would have been better off with Sunny Red. And Patsy, what's that? Perillo runs Arthur Avenue for the West Side. Listen, they definitely with Sunny Red would have been better off. But, you know, he got the better of him. Hold on, folks. So yes, would have definitely been better off. Different would have been, it would have been interesting. That's for sure. We have Roadrunner. Hi, Dom. Love the show from England. We got England in the house. Thank you from across the pond. Hey, Grudge Truck. This is a Mac Grudge Truck. It's not even a grudge truck. It's a fact truck. Fact, all fact. Cole, hey, Dom. You think Lenny would have, effed up WashWoman? That would have been interesting. That would have been an interesting fight. That would have definitely been interesting. It would have been close. Put it that. I think it would have been close. So I don't think either one of them could fight. So they probably would have been pulling hair. Well, there's nothing wrong. Listen, street fight, anything goes. I'll bite, pull hair, scratch, pull eyeballs, anything goes. So, you know, when you're tussling, it's on. Who else do we have? T Road, did you ever meet Vito Rizzuto? No, I didn't. But I met people from Canada who was bringing down drugs. I had to meet them for Vinny at times. Oh, the insurance CEO. No. I had nothing to do with any of that. That's for sure. But listen, I heard he was a shiesty guy himself. So you do wrong to people, it comes back to you, especially these insurance companies. And I'll go into that, what they're doing. I just have to wait for some time, but that'll be on Sakali's Corner Unfiltered. Do you know Mafia? No, I don't. I'm not even going into that. So I'm new to your channel. I have a question. Where were you in the Mafia? I was an official captain in the Mafia, and at one point towards the end of my tenure before I got locked up, I was second in command to Mikey WashWoman, Mancuso, who's now the official boss of the Bonanno Crime Family, who's an embarrassment. He is an embarrassment to the Mafia. So I was up there. I was well respected. My rise came quickly, but I was in the life my whole life. I like that one, in the life my whole life. And that was it. People say I rose too quick. But when you're in the trenches and you're not made, doesn't make a difference. You're there every day with bosses, underbosses, capos. You know, you're there. You're part of the conversation. They kept me part of it. And at the end of the day, I just got tired. To me, loyalty works both ways. And, you know, they didn't give any. So I was tired, and I put in over 20 years, a little over 20 years in prison. Lost all my younger years, but made me who I am today. And that's it. People, hit that subscribe button, please. Hit the like button. Remember, that's all I ask for on the channel. So, you know, try to get these numbers up. When we go roll into Sakali's Corner Unfiltered, I'm reaching out to some other YouTubers who are well known, some across the pond, to try to do things together, to enhance shows, to bring different views to all different topics. We're going to talk about the TRICARE fraud. We're going to talk about what's going on in the medical industry. And I know I was getting ready to open up a surgery center. So I know what goes on with doctors, lawyers, and really there's a lot of things out there that I will be exposing. And so be it. So be it. So With that, folks, I have to start getting ready. I have a Christmas party to go to. That's my calls were blowing up like, hey, you're going. So hope everybody has a wonderful evening. I might take some pictures, throw it up on Instagram. Come support the channel, Mafia Roundtable, Sakali's Corner Unfiltered. Much love and respect to everybody. And people, if you're drinking, not only EG vodka, drink responsibly, be safe, enjoy the weekend, enjoy the family. Peace out and happy holidays.